I thought I'd do a little bit of analysis of Dustin Johnson's golf swing. South Carolina boy, right here from Myrtle Beach, and a lot of comments and a lot of discussion about his golf swing, especially that position he has at the top, which I think, to a lot of people is a big issue, and to me it's not. That's simply getting into a earlier impact position. I think that's where I'd like to be at impact, with the back of my left hand, and he just does it early. He just makes that happen earlier, and so at impact, that's where he is at impact too. Little bowed wrist there, forward-leaning shaft, lots of compression in the golf ball. That's why he hits it so far. He's also built kind of unusual. Very tall-waisted. He's a tall guy anyway, and pretty long-legged too. But like his waist is almost from here to the top of his head. He's taller than he is in his legs, which is not. I won't call that normal, but it's definitely not the average guy. There's some things he does in the swing that I really like. One is that he definitely stays in his posture, which I think is an important part of any golf swing. He definitely stays in his posture. And when he does that, that allows him to compress the golf ball really well. So a few lines there. We'll draw the shaft plane up there. 55 degrees. 55 here as well. And then on the way back, the club ball's that angle pretty good. People say, well, it moves away. Well, yeah, it moves away, but it's still on the same angle as on an address. And right here, a little steeper than the original angle address, which I don't mind at all. And then you can see here, if you look at the tush line, he's definitely moved back into that line even more, which I definitely believe is a vital part of any golf swing. His head's kind of stayed right there. It's gone down a little bit, which is not an issue, I don't think. Just helps him stay more in his posture. Head didn't move away from that line. He actually moved into this line a little bit, which again, I don't mind. It's just people do the opposite normally. Now, I do think his left arm's a little steep there, but that's perfect for him because of the bowed left wrist. And then on the way down, it drops back down closer to being back on that plane on the way down, the original plane. Never gets too flat. And all he is right here is he's in his impact position a lot earlier than most people are. He's in his impact position with his left wrist there. So on the way down, that's why he can compress the golf ball so well. And once again, he's still in that posture. Tush line's still back there on his left hip. His body here is still in his tush line. And the funny part about this is that, Tiger gets barbecued by Brandel Chambly and Johnny Miller all the time about how much he goes down his downswing. Well, why doesn't Dustin get barbecued? Great players do that. He's not the only guy that does that. There's lots of guys that do that. Here's a perfect example of a guy that does it. Maybe one of the best ball strikers to ever play the game. And there's no question that he goes down several times. Backswing, and even more in his downswing. He's that far moving down. So why does Tiger get barbecued and guys like Hogan and Dustin don't? That's because they are playing very well right now. And Tiger's not playing very well right now. But you know what? Tiger's always done that. He's always gone down. But when he went down and it was winning, it wasn't an issue. He goes down now, and that's the problem with his golf swing. Sorry, I don't buy that for 1 second. So, I really think that that Dustin has a pretty good golf swing. There's a few things that I don't like, but then again, we can't all be perfect, and we don't want to be perfect. The important parts that I do like is this move on the way back. He definitely stays in his posture. And the part that most people kind of talk about is that position right there. Well, all that is an early impact position. He just gets there earlier. And on the way through, the club face there, as you see, isn't turned over a whole lot. It doesn't actually face the ground. It's actually facing more this way, which is pretty much where he was on the way back. So not a lot of release, if you will, facing that way. Well, on the way through, it's facing this way. It's not facing the ground here. It's not facing the ground over here on this finish. So a lot of times people talk about his position at the top. I don't mind that at all. Now, would I teach that? Maybe not. But I don't mind it. It's something he's got in his swing. It's just an early impact position. He comes through. And there's not a whole lot of, if you will, release in his golf swing. It has released. Comes out above and parallel the plane all the way through. But the face isn't very shut. So he doesn't hit it way left. People say, but that's a closed face at the top. No, it's an early impact position at the top. A little different way of looking at it. Early impact position at the top. And so he didn't have to use his hands so much way through. And that allows him to make, great golf shots and produce a lot of compression on the golf ball and hits it pretty far. So this my take is this position at the top. Early impact. Not an issue. Love the fact he stays in his posture so well, which produces pretty powerful golf shots. Just my take. Hope you enjoy that analysis.